Ramble.
Florals for spring. Groundbreaking. Happy holidays and welcome to Tucci Month.
Tucci gang.
Welcome to Guilty Pleasures. You didn't ask for it.
No.
We're giving it
Gave
to
it to
you.
you anyway.
It's
No.
fucking Tucci Month, baby.
A couple of you fucks asked for it, which is nice. Which is really nice. I like that you guys are listening. You're listening intently.
Garrick got no sleep and got
At
straight
all.
off an airplane from
Straight
a
off
rap
a
party
plane.
straight to here. So he's in
Somebody-
a mood.
Somebody in the comments was like, "We're sick and tired of your fucking Zooms. Go back to Los Angeles." I was
Get
like,
over
all right.
here.
We missed you, buddy. You're home.
I missed y'all so much.
Oh
Do you
my God.
feel that chill in the air? The
My nipples are
holidays
hot.
are
Oh
upon
my
us. And I ain't
God.
talking about Christmas.
No.
I
it.
ain't talking about Hanukkah or
No.
Kwanzaa.
No.
I
No.
ain't talking about Boxing Day. And I sure as shit ain't talking about Thanksgiving. I'm talking about Tucci Month.
Tucci
Here
Month.
at Guilty Pleasures,
Yeah.
we,
Love
for the
Tucci.
remainder of November, which is,
Yes.
I think, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll could do it into, maybe it'll be a month over the
Wait,
course
we're
of
starting
November,
Tucci
December.
month in the middle of a month?
Yeah, because it's a fiscal month. It's not a full annual month.
Stanley Tucci plays by his own rules.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Yeah. So moving forward, we're going to be doing a month of Stanley Tucci
The
cinema.
God.
Yeah.
We don't have a Stanley Tucci shirt, but this will become an institution, and you better believe we'll be back.
We'll put graphics up on Twitter.
Yeah.
The way we like to
Hell
communicate.
yeah. We are beginning with The Devil Wears Prada,
Oh.
the Meryl Streep, Anne
I-
Hathaway, Stanley Tucci classic.
Iconic.
Iconic.
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt.
Oh.
Killing it. Emily Blunt in a really light role that she absolutely destroys.
Yeah.
I don't think she
Slaying.
could do any less than Oscar-worthy
No.
performances.
It's her look.
Y'all have seen Quiet Place, right?
Oh, yeah.
You haven't seen Quiet
Yes.
Place?
No, I have.
Oh, okay.
It's scary.
This her giving birth silently.
Bathtub.
Oscar.
Oscar-worthy.
I mean, yeah,
performance.
she goes too hard
yeah,
in everything she
Yeah.
does,
and I love it.
and it's kind of unbelievable.
Edge of Tomorrow, fantastic,
So good.
fantastic
Live,
performance.
die, repeat, baby.
Oh my god.
So we're talking about The Devil Wears Prada, the 2000 and something classique.
A classic, legendary,
Demarchier,
iconic.
get him on the phone.
Demarchier.
Here's what happened. There's a TikTok trend going around right now where you text someone
Yep.
with lines from The Devil Wears Prada as if they're your assistant, and you see what they say. And so Rachel Cole, our wonderful producer, texted me with no context, "Did you get Demarchier on the phone?"
Shut the fuck
and
up.
I didn't know what the hell she was talking about.
Did you
Hilarious.
Google Demarchier?
No, I just was like, "Is everything okay?"
Are you having a
She told you,
stroke?
bitch, get him on the line.
She was like, "I need 15 mini skirts from
Calvin Klein.
Calvin
Calvin
Klein."
Klein.
It didn't
17.
click. So
Yes,
people were
not
quite
mini
mad
skirts.
at me that I didn't have a a photographic memory of this film. So
Yeah.
here we are. We're talking about The Devil Wears Prada for you fucks.
You fucks.
You guilty whores.
You guilty fucks.
I mean, like the impact that this movie had, right? Like,
Yeah.
can we talk about the impact for a moment?
Sure.
yeah.
This movie was a huge reason why so many bitches I knew moved to New York City.
Yeah.
Like, we get a
To get abused by their boss.
Cinderella
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
We
Everybody.
get
I didn't even
fashion.
know. And I know. I know this is gonna make me sound dumb or not well traveled, but I didn't know that New York was the hub of fashion in the U.S. Yeah.
Where did
When
you
did
think
you
the hub was?
I just didn't care to think.
Wait,
I
I'm
didn't
so
care
sorry.
to
When
find
did
it.
you find out this information?
Last night when you watched
Well,
the
last
movie?
time, no, I'm kidding. I knew it for a while, but like once this movie came out, I was like, okay, great. New York fashion, all that good stuff. Fashion Week, blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
It was like the untouchable peek behind the curtain,
Yeah.
getting to see Oz on the machine. This
Yeah.
was every girl and gay's favorite film.
As it should have been.
We can recite this forward, backward, upside down. We're now past
Recite it backwards.
Before we dive into the synopsis, let me give a quick shout out. We have a new YouTube channel for this show.
Yes.
That's right.
And right now,
We're losing.
How bad?
if you're okay, so we have a little competition between our sister show, You Can Sit With Us. They're stomping our dicks. They are
Ooh, ow.
crushing us
Yeah.
in the subscriber competition. Whoever loses at the end of Tucci Month will have a bowl of pasta dumped on their
Which
heads.
Garrick and I found out via Instagram.
Yeah. So help us out. Just help us out. Also, a little incentive for you to go over to YouTube. Kelsey is wearing her That's All Meryl Streep sweater.
That's all.
But also, the three of us are wearing froggy bucket hats.
Yeah,
I
we
didn't
are.
think you were going to say anything.
Now, you can imagine it if you're just listening. And by the way, a great experience. You know,
Yeah, it
maybe
is.
give us a little sub on whatever app you're listening to.
Yeah.
But also come over to the YouTube, even if you
Come
don't
on over.
freaking watch us.
I sometimes watch us on the YouTube because I
do.
just like to see our faces.
Yeah, we're an adorable throuple.
We're an attractive group. Remember when we did that photo shoot recently?
Oh, guys,
my
get ready
God.
for January/February.
Jesus
We got
Christ.
some new hot photos
Jesus
coming.
Christ.
Yeah.
We look great.
Rainie's eyes just went
I'm
big.
really excited to
Yeah.
see.
I don't know if I don't think we signed an NDA, but you'll see it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. But also, we need to make merch, please. I've been
Okay.
begging for years.
We'll get on it.
Decades.
Maybe
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah, maybe some
2023.
guilty horage.
Guilty horrid.
It's just like a
It's
bowl
someone
of-
drinking porridge.
bowl
A bowl of porridge with,
and
like,
it just
movie
says-
titles.
I don't
on
think
it.
anyone wants to drink or wear a shirt that says guilty horage.
You
Yeah.
just said that. Watch the tweets come in.
Okay, if you want
Guilty whores, let them know.
if you want something that says whore on it, let us know.
Horridge. Guilty horrid.
If you want something that
horage.
says guilty pleasures, maybe. I personally just want a Tucci Month shirt. I think that's the
Tucci
move.
Month shirt.
I would spend $20 of my own money to have a guilty horage shirt.
There it is.
Rainie coming through.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I stand corrected.
There it
Okay,
is.
what does this movie mean to you both?
That's all.
It frankly means nothing to me
Absolutely
until I had
nothing.
seen, you know,
This is the first time I've watched it all the way through.
yeah, same.
What?
Yeah.
Hold for shock.
It means something to me now.
Yeah.
But it didn't mean anything.
Had you like seen the references? Had you seen the
Of
memes?
course,
Have
of
you
course.
seen the lines?
Saw the clips, saw the lines, all of that stuff. Knew it was about an assistant trying to get by. But I never sat down and watched it with a creative brain.
Yeah, and
Did-
I expected it to be more trite, and I, you know, not a little spoiler alert here. Big fan. It's a good movie.
Did you both understand? Like, did you have any interest in fashion? And did you understand that this was based off of Anna Wintour and
Yeah.
Vogue? And was it interesting to you?
Yes, yes, and yes.
Yeah. I knew that it was based off of somebody. My sister loved this movie. My cousins love this movie. Little insight into the Bernard family.
Bernard.
My cousin, who is a man, and myself were the first boys born in 10 years.
Whoa.
So there was a 10-year gap of
Holy
all of my
shit.
aunts and uncles just having women.
The
So
pussy is strong in the Bernard house.
yeah. So I have 18 female cousins. Love every single one of them. Love this movie.
Holy
The
shit.
pussy is strong in the Bernard house.
sounded like something you should put on your family crest.
Yeah, right.
Wait,
The
oh my
pussy!
God. So, like, Zach, you said that this is the first time you've also watched this all the way through.
Yeah.
Do you both agree? Like, we already knew Meryl was great.
Sure.
Is this the best you've ever seen her?
Yes. No.
Maybe.
Okay. So I haven't. I think that.
I mean,
this
she's
is-
always the best.
She's
I've
always
ever
the
seen
best.
her.
What's better than her in this role?
I would have to think about it.
Yeah, I don't know Meryl Streep's discography like that. I know. I said discography.
I like it,
I
though.
love saying it.
It
like
works.
Yeah.
If for some chance you're like me and Garrick and you had not seen this movie,
Yeah.
The Devil Wears Prada is about Anne Hathaway as Andy. She's fresh out of college. She wants to be a journalist. She moves to the big city, and the only job she can get is as the assistant.
Second assistant.
The second assistant to, why am I blanking
Miranda
out?
Priestley.
Miranda Priestley,
AKA.
our stand-in for Anna Wintour, who is the head
Her-in-chief.
bitch in charge at the biggest fashion magazine in the city. Andy is going to adjust to the fashion world. She's a fish out of water. She's going to learn how to work for the devil in Prada, a demanding boss who expects the best.
Yeah.
This is The Devil Wears Prada.
Truly a fantastic poster for that film, though.
Oh, yeah. The heel.
The heel with the
Iconic.
And a
pitchfork.
great title. I know
Great.
it's based on a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is the title of the book. But
Yeah.
what a freaking evocative wonderful title. It
How do you
just
think Anna Wintour felt about that?
we got some fun facts at the end. Stay tuned.
Oh my God. I would
baby.
love to hear about
Stay
that.
tuned,
shit.
baby.
I feel like I studied this film when it first came out, and then now it's been so long that it's exciting again to hear about it. And we know that Anne Hathaway just came out recently in the press when someone had asked about who was the real villain of this film, and was it her?
There's a lot
We'll get
there. Yeah, let's do that.
to
So I mean, we could start with Anne Hathaway because I feel like whenever we do movies, we actually talk about everyone but the star.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Anne Hathaway. Let's talk about Meryl Streep. They're both
Tucci.
great. Anne Hathaway is coming off of The Princess Diaries. In hindsight,
Okay.
I don't believe her anymore as like the klutzy.
This is what I was going to say. If you are doing a makeover movie
You gotta
and
be
you
ugly.
don't have Anne Hathaway in that shit, then you're not making a makeover movie.
Do Revenge.
They
couldn't.
love
Oh my
giving
God.
Anne Hathaway a makeover.
And-
They
and
love
they love-
pretending that she's so
She's
ugly.
so ugly. They love just
putting
being like
her in
Anne Hathaway.
Birkenstocks and then taking them off.
Yeah, Anne Hathaway, if you're wearing anything but Chanel, you are an ugly dog.
Yeah.
That's exact. I feel like that's like a fucked up thing to say to somebody.
But in The Princess Diaries, they give her like bushy eyebrows and big
that's
unkempt
fair.
hair, and
That's fair. But this one, she wasn't ugly.
No, she's Anne Hathaway.
She's a
and then
regular
she's
gal.
Anne Hathaway
Anne
and
Hathaway
Chanel.
in
Can I be
Chanel.
honest?
You're
she
so
was
bad.
she was a college student, a journalism student in the beginning. Like that, I know that outfit, like those sweaters, those cable knit sweaters.
Oh,
like,
sure.
Yeah.
They nailed that role of like the New York girl who doesn't give a fuck about fashion.
But she was very beautiful in the beginning.
Yes, she was.
In a bad outfit.
Yeah.
But the power of fashion.
Sure. But
Because
like,
you're either a girl in New York who cares about fashion or you
Uh-huh.
don't. There is no in between.
yeah.
That's fair.
You either fucking showing up and showing out, or you like grew up there and you don't give a fuck, or you grew up there and you have the cool culture.
I feel like it's
in
more
your
Manhattan
bones.
than anything.
Yeah.
Tell me
Yeah.
about the fashion to you in this movie, because
Yeah.
there's some to me
It-
that is out of this world incredible,
Yeah.
and some that is so
It just
ugly.
fucking misses. Her shit with the anytime she put on a hat, I was like, "Are you out of your fucking take that goddamn
It's
hat
a
off?"
look. We were giving mod. We were
Yeah.
giving 50s. It's
was-
controversial.
It was very funny because there was a scene where, I mean, at the beginning where they're showing what every woman does to get ready to go into work at this job.
Oh, yeah.
Every time it switched to the woman in the thigh high boots, but they were like down, like they were like scrunched or whatever. I was like, oh, this is obviously her ugly shoes.
Yeah.
And then it would pan up, and then it's like, oh no, this is somebody who knows fashion.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
That's funny.
well,
So
that's
you didn't know the difference.
I didn't know the difference. I thought that was a terrible set of boots.
Okay.
There's a moment in the movie where Anne Hathaway asks our god, Stanley Tucci's
Oh my
character,
God.
who is
Oh my
actually
God.
also based on a real character,
Of course it is.
a real person at Vogue. And when I show you the photo, you're gonna be like, yeah.
Nobody looks like Tucci.
You're right. Where Anne Hathaway asks for him to help her and do the makeover, and he takes her into
just really quick. Fantastic comedic timing on that.
Oh.
Where he's just like, what's his name? What's his
Nigel.
Nigel.
Nigel. And he's just no.
Yeah.
And then it
He's
just
like,
goes
I
to,
can't help you. I can't be
Yeah.
responsible for that. But he takes her into the magazine, which is called Runway instead of Vogue, into Runway's closet,
Oh,
yeah.
which
Yeah.
every
Yep.
girl and gay watching
Yep.
came in her shorts
Yeah.
because
But,
he is handing her Miu Miu's,
Miu Miu's.
the Vuitton,
Mm-hmm.
a what else does he give her? Louboutins.
Louboutin.
He's giving her
A poncho that was, she's like, don't give me the poncho. And I'm sitting here
Dior.
like, I want that fucking
I want that
He
poncho.
handed her in that first scene probably $20,000 worth of clothes.
Yeah,
I was like
that's
trying to
what I-
add it up in my head, and I was like, "That's $20,000."
That's what I was also thinking about the whole time, where it's just like she can't afford
It's
to
haute
dress like this.
couture.
Yeah.
One of a kind pieces that
Yeah.
are
Even I'm
iconic,
drooling at
like
that.
from the times. Like they were using all real designer pieces. Like they were very conscious of replicating, like using actual real designers.
And you know what I adore?
Hmm.
So Look, I love it in every movie when they do like the Lizzie McGuire movie scene where they're like, she's walking in all these crazy outfits and it's set to like, cover girl, turn to the left, cover girl. But
the way they did it,
it's fucking, I've seen it a million times and I'm like bracing myself like, okay, here comes the same montage of her trying stuff on and being clumsy. No.
Not at all.
They give her the clothes. She makes her jokes. You get to live in the fantasy of it. And then they have this really clever sequence where it's her morning commute. She's walking across Manhattan and things will cross frame or she'll cross behind something. And then we have these hidden cuts where she's just now in a new outfit.
Yeah, it's
and so you're just getting to see not the comedy of it, the wish fulfillment of it.
It's active.
And it was just a good, different way to do that same scene we've seen a million times.
Yeah.
And that was one of the few directorial flourishes that I was like, oh, this is good. I like this.
Yeah.
It was funny as fuck.
It's a great script.
Like-
written by Aline Brosh McKenna, who is wonderful. It's just a really sharp script from start to finish.
It's very funny. And I like Andy's character arc. I think Anne Hathaway did a good job of acting like someone who changed kind of against her own will, but then gives in, sells her soul to the devil essentially.
Sure.
And then, not to ruin the ending, but I think it was a perfect character arc for me.
One quick thing about montages, and then we'll move on. Garrick was talking about the opening montage, and they start on Anne Hathaway getting ready, and then cut to other women.
Yeah.
But the first shot they cut to of other women is someone putting her bra on, and it is the most breasty of breasty shots. And I'm like, Anne, hello.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was the movie's way of saying, don't worry, ladies, this one's also for the fellas. And it just, like you brought your boyfriend here, and we're gonna give him something too.
Big titty bitches represent.
Yeah.
5 minutes into the film, woo, 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 Tucci alert.
Little
You've got
Tucci.
Stanley Tucci,
He's in
top to
there.
bottom, left to right.
He's in there.
Giving us the best line that I still say to this day when I cross the road. Gird your loins.
Yes.
He's got the glasses. He's got the charm. He's got that beautiful bald head.
Sassy.
I want to fucking rub that head
Yeah,
down.
like a
I want
magical
him.
lamp.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I want you to tell me.
Yep.
Okay, Tucci comes up to you with a pair of heels and says, I guessed an 8.5. I am splooshing on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That man, I know that he's gay in this film. Psh, we're going to test that.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. We're going to test that theory.
We're going to test that theory.
He's the fairy gay mother.
Oh, but he's so much
Hilarious.
more.
Yeah, no, but he's like the guiding light, the friend that helps her through the tough times. Why he takes a liking to her? I don't know. Maybe he has a little soft spot for the underdoggies. He
It
sees
made
the way.
no sense why they were friends.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
it made no
I
sense.
couldn't figure it out.
They never had a moment where they became close.
Yeah. It made no sense, and it kind of just leaned into her tenacity, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, she's just a go-getter or whatever, and she would just
Yeah.
do whatever it takes to
Well, he calls her out on her shit because she does say like, I'm trying and this isn't working. And he's like, you are not fucking trying. Like you are.
You're whining.
You're smart. You're whining. And I was
Yeah,
like,
Tooch.
damn, isn't that the truth? That like
That was real.
sometimes we think we're trying so hard.
he's
Are we
such a
really doing our
daddy.
job?
In that whole scene, I was, and this is going to be a little weird. I was like, this is describing comedy writers' rooms. Where I was just like, take your fucking licks. Jesus Christ.
Sure.
It's not like,
Why did they take the joke
Our
that I
jobs
pitched?
are
why did
so
they take the
stupid.
joke that I pitched?
Yeah.
It's just like, shut up. Nobody cares. Just fucking
There's a
pitch
million
jokes.
more.
There's so many jokes.
Yeah.
Your joke isn't funny. You're funny.
I think that's something
Ooh.
that a lot of people in their early 20s need to learn is that
Yeah.
work is not
Work is-
always fun.
No, it's not.
It's called work.
work.
And you shouldn't be in an abusive workplace. We'll talk
Oh,
about that.
yeah, we will.
But there's definitely a lot of this movie where I'm like, you have an insane opportunity. Shut up, Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut up.
It's
Stop.
because she
You're
didn't
ungrateful.
like fashion.
You're doing bad at your job.
Yeah.
She comes in as like anti-capitalist. I don't get why fashion is important. It's just clothing. And over the course of time, she
then we get
learns the artistry, the impact, like the cultural weight that this place has, which is so fucking true.
Yeah.
Even though our next generations are becoming smarter about like fast fashion and like, labels not being the most important thing, it really does say a lot about our identity.
Yeah.
I think she learns that
This
as
is
the audience.
this is
But-
a good topic that I want more of. Do we want to put a pin in Tucci or put a pin in workplace? Because I did not hear nearly enough about how hot
let's go
Stanley
back to
Tucci
Tucci.
is.
Let's go back to Tucci.
Okay, so then we're gonna have to come back to the
Okay.
work. 'Cause
Yeah,
this is
we
a
will.
good point.
Thick glasses, iconic moment.
No, tell me how fucking sploosh over him.
Yeah,
This
no.
is Tucci month.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's very funny.
He's the hottest penguin I've ever seen. If that makes any sense.
He looks like he just always smells like a cigar, but like a really expensive one.
I
I'm
wasn't
getting-
even going to say cigar. I was just
No.
going to say like some
the
form
best
of pasta
cologne.
or a
Comforting.
cologne, a really good cologne.
Like aftershave to me.
yeah, because
after shaving a cigar.
yeah, every now and then I'll just go down a rabbit hole of gentleman wear, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Like the way to be a gentleman.
It's him. He's the
it's
blueprint.
him. He is the blueprint. Absolutely, 100%. I learned a lot about like colognes and the hot spots on your body and all that stuff, and you're not supposed to touch it. You're not supposed to like rub it together. I thought that was a weird thing that
Yeah, because you crush the notes.
You crush the notes. The friend did that at the beginning.
In a film that has Adrian Grenier and Simon Baker, both of whom we'll discuss in a moment,
Yeah.
Stanley Tucci
Stands
stands
alone.
above them.
Stands alone.
A king among men as the hottest. What if they just remade the movie, but Stanley Tucci was cast as the boyfriend and he was loving and understanding?
It'd be great. It'd be great.
That's the song.
He was
Right there. They become the fucking power couple of New York City.
Yeah. But like every time he came on screen, I was like,
came on screen.
I came on screen. I came on my screen.
I came on my own screen.
Guys, have you seen videos of Stanley Tucci making Italian food and just eating? Just
Stanley's
eating.
searching for Italy.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
I
I'm
kind
gonna
of
ask an
resent the
ignorant
phrase.
question.
Yeah.
Is he gay?
No.
What? He's not gay?
Not only is
What
he
the fuck?
not only is he not
What the fuck? I don't know how to do it like that. That guy does it in the
Kelsey,
memes,
you have it.
but-
Not only is he not gay, I'm gonna dip into our fun facts because I've got so many good fun facts for this movie.
yeah.
The fuck is
He
phone?
I love
is the
old
brother-in-law of Emily Blunt.
What?
Oh fuck.
He married her sister
Is that
Damn.
before or after?
after.
Did they
Wow.
meet in this movie?
I don't know.
I
Wait,
bet.
Felicity Blunt looks exactly like Emily Blunt.
He's also. I
Look.
guess he's. Yeah.
Stunner.
Wow.
Yeah.
He dicks that down. Wait, he's not fucking gay? Yes, he is. He plays a lot of gay characters.
He does also play a lot of gay
Because he's
characters.
too disarmingly attractive.
No, it's
Yeah.
because he's
To
too
be-
chi.
nice.
Thanks, Daddy.
Wow, that's fucking good. There's a scene. Look, okay, I don't really love the word daddy, but
Liar.
that's because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
only works for him.
It only works
okay.
for Tooch.
It only makes sense for him. There's a scene later on in the movie. Okay, you're in Paris. There's a knock on the door. You're in your hotel room. The door opens. Stanley Tucci's leaning against the door frame. He claims that his character's gay. Not tonight, you say. Not tonight.
Oh my god.
He brought a bottle of champagne.
That moment when she opens the door and he's leaning on the door frame in his fucking Tucci ass outfit. Let's talk about Meryl Streep. She
Oh my
is
God, I love her.
The greatest living actor,
Yeah.
Ever.
male, female, alive or dead,
Yeah.
living. She is just so phenomenal, and she takes like this could have been a caricature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And it's
like,
not.
It's not. It's not at all. She could have just done a Cruella de Vil type situation, and she did not. I thought that that's what her choices were gonna be. Not having seen this movie at all, but knowing like what The Devil Wears Prada is about, and it was just so sated. It was so quiet, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
She doesn't raise her voice
doesn't raise
Not
once.
Not at all.
In the movie.
Yeah.
Not once.
And she has this power where she'll, I mean, as you said, she'll just go, that's all.
That's all.
And it's like
Her looks, the serves.
Oh my
she
god!
even invented
I love the
serve.
fucking memes that come from the look up and then the look
The
down.
down at her Birkenstocks.
Yeah. Oh my god.
She commands so much confidence from
Right.
the moment this movie starts. We know who she is. We know that she's coming. She's never not impeccably dressed except for one scene in the movie where she's not wearing makeup, which we can get to eventually. But she is always perfect, pristine.
Yeah.
But if you know Anna Wintour, it's like that's what Anna Wintour is. You rarely hear her speak publicly. She's always wearing sunglasses. When she does speak, it is matter-of-factly and confident, and it's never loud.
No,
she rarely
that wasn't
smiles.
a question.
No, that wasn't a question. And she's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
What makes her so scary? Is it
Ice
the
queen.
confidence?
It's her hair.
We
She's
also,
the
I
ice
think,
queen.
we as a society, we fear powerful women.
Goddamn
and
right you
she
do.
is self-assured.
So
she doesn't apologize. She doesn't care about your feelings.
She's smart.
I think America in general loves to watch an expert work. And we also don't, me coming into this film, I didn't understand the importance of a fashion magazine. And the way that she explains it to...
The belt monologue?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The way that she explains it to Anne Hathaway's character. What's her name again? Janine?
Andy.
Hilarious.
Andrea.
The way she explains it to her and to the audience, I was like, oh, fuck. So now the rest of the movie, I'm like, oh, you are the most important person. Everybody has to wear clothes. Everybody's vying to get your opinion. And so you can kind of just do with that what you will.
It's such a good monologue.
I think
It's not blue, it's cerulean.
I think that they do this really well in Succession with Logan Roy. He does that.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Yeah, I mean, you compare those two characters.
Yeah.
Logan Roy in
Same
Succession is
yelling all the time,
berating people,
saying,
throwing
"Fuck you,"
shit.
and I feel like I would still be more scared of
Meryl Streep.
And here's the
Miranda,
thing is the real
Anna Wintour.
the real Anna Wintour is still in her position of power.
Of course she is.
We know
I will
she's
never-
the quote dragon lady. We
Yeah.
know she's quote abusive boss, but she is still in power. She has not lost her job. No one has replaced her, and
No
she
one can
will not
replace
be
her.
replaced.
I bet you she's still doing that same thing of strategically placing competition away from her job.
Yeah.
And then also she's fucking Anna Wintour. Like where are you going to go?
Yeah, no, she'll retire. She'll be done, but I don't think she'll ever retire. She'll wait till she retires.
If you're going to get someone else to do that job, where are you going to find that person?
No. Which makes her so scary when she fucks over her very closest confidant. In the movie, Meryl Streep fucks over our Stanley Tucci, yet he takes it on the chin.
Beautiful.
And the first thing he says is, when the time is right, she'll have my back.
She'll pay me back.
She'll pay me back.
Watching.
And then her slowly looking over and was like, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Watching My Little Tooch's heartbreak.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a tough scene.
I think that is harder than anything I've seen in a movie.
Yeah.
Even harder than Emily losing Paris. That was a big moment.
Is that why that show is called Emily in Paris?
No.
First of all, it's called Emily in Perry.
Emily
Have we
and
ever
Perry.
told the audience that we made Garrick watch that entire season?
Just to not fucking do it
Wait, why
on
didn't
the
we do
podcast.
it?
We told him that we were gonna do it for Guilty Pleasures, and then like some scheduling conflict came up, and we just never filmed it.
Why didn't we?
And then we were like, it's past. And so Garrick has watched all of
He's
Emily
looking
in Perry.
straight into the camera. That was payment though for missing all the fucking musicals you bitched out on.
This was before the musical.
Exactly. The universe knew.
Oh, so funny. Well, I want to talk. Okay, let's speed run the rest of the characters because the question of who is the real villain is, I think, worth a lengthy discussion.
Yeah.
So you've got Adrien Grenier as
The worst
Nate?
boyfriend. Yeah.
Yeah, the boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. All
The
right,
chef boyfriend.
Let's get into it.
And
I
then-
would.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Please continue.
No, Garrick's
because
fucking
I'm ready to
revved.
fucking rage. I will beat the shit out of this.
Ooh.
Like truly,
Ooh.
truly, if you ever see your partner
Mm-hmm.
doing something that is a means to an end,
Mm-hmm.
let them fucking run, dog. Fuck your birthday. Who gives a shit? You 4-year. He's like, oh, I'm not a 4-year-old, but you were acting like a 4-year-old just a second ago.
In your 20s, your birthdays still matter.
Yeah, who cares?
You know, men are sensitive.
He's not turning 30. It wasn't like a big birthday. It was just a birthday.
Yeah.
Also, the way that Nate is getting it left, right, front, and center in
Yeah.
this movie, he and Anne Hathaway have a thriving sex life.
Yeah.
And he's still bitching?
And he's still bitching.
Shut the fuck
fuck
up.
Grow
That is
up.
all I know
Grow
about
up,
you,
bro.
Nate, is that you make grilled cheese and you get yours. So
Yeah.
shut it.
Yeah.
Shut your
and
mouth.
also, relationships don't just go up, 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 up. You grow linearly and you hope that it's on the same path. And there's going to be ebbs and flows where one person is busy and one person's not. Why are you smiling at me like a bumbling idiot?
I think it's great. Yeah,
It is.
go on.
I just think, like, especially in the era that this came out in, it was
Absolutely.
like women are finally funny and have power and can be the boss, girl boss era. This really was like girl boss era. Oh boy. And he tries to sabotage her so subtly.
Yeah.
It's so subtle. It's like, you've changed. Yeah, she's changed because she's stressed out and she's trying to make it. She's not
just
a cunt.
changed clothes.
She's also changed. Yeah, she's busy.
Yeah.
She hasn't changed internally as a person. She's not conniving. She's not lying to you. She's not manipulating you. She hasn't become a runway
up.
girl.
She hasn't turned. I mean, even if they were, nobody at that job was a bad human being. I felt like everybody was just, I need to get this done, and so I need to do it by any means possible.
But think about it. She never like turned selfish.
No.
She never was like trying to like scheme
Yeah.
and fuck people over.
Yeah.
She was a good person who was trying to be the best at her job the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
That was her arc.
She was just trying to keep her job for a year. That's all she was trying to do. She was trying to fucking survive
We
for
learned
a
at the
year.
end of the
thrive.
movie. We learned at the end of the movie. This is less than a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
It wasn't
is
even a year.
wild.
And
Like,
I was tired just watching her.
Nate, it's been like 4 months.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut up.
She should have
Nate-
cheated on
Nate,
your
my
ass.
dude, and with all due respect to anyone who's in the service industry, you a sous chef. You should understand a demanding workplace. Also, your boss ass bitch girlfriend is going up, up, up in the world.
Going
Yeah.
places.
You let her fly
Let her
and
run.
thrive.
Let her
you are
run.
now supporting. You're doing whatever you can because guess
You're
what?
licking her fucking
Apparently, you're not a talented enough chef to get a job in New York. I said it. You're going to Boston. That means you are a reject, boy.
Yeah.
With all due respect to people in Boston. I
There
went to
are
school
a
there.
lot of
It was
Michelin
very
chef
weird that
restaurants in
she
Boston.
at the end she got a job at the New York Mirror. I don't know what
It's not
that's.
real.
I know it's not real, but I don't know if that's trying to
Times?
New York
mirror.
Post or-
Post.
I guess a post. And then he got a job in Boston, and he was like, "You can live in Boston," but she works in New York.
Oh, also,
They were gonna make it work long term,
I
or
don't-
long distance.
It
was
wasn't
what I
clear to
read
me if
that
they were
as.
getting back together or not. I love that like they were catching up, and he was like, "Okay,
What
enough
do you
about you. I'm
want?"
gonna tell you about my job." He sits down and goes, "I have 20 minutes."
Which, if my ex sat down after bitch, I would smack you right in the fucking face.
It's like,
right in
I'll
the
just
nose,
go away.
like a
I'll
bad
just-
dog.
So there's a lot of discussion on the internet of who is the true villain in this film. And I'm curious, when you first saw the movie, Kelsey, years ago, were you aware that Nate kind of sucked, or did that take you
He
growing?
rubbed me the wrong way,
Yeah.
and because I was the daughter of a HBIC, I knew something was off. I loved Adrian Grenier though.
Sure, he's hot.
because he was a Vinny and Entourage.
Hey, it's Vinny Chase.
Hey,
So
My baby bro.
I didn't hate him as much as I hated about who you're about to talk about.
Okay. So, well, the internet conversation has been who is the true villain? Is it Meryl Streep?
No.
Or
No.
is it Nate?
No.
no.
Oh.
Well, it's kind of Nate, but the real villain
Oh, interesting.
is the old man with blonde hair.
Oh, interesting.
Christian Thompson.
He was a piece of fucking
Yeah, he
shit.
sucks, but I don't think he's the real villain. Okay, wait. Okay. Ooh, this is good. This is exciting.
Pursued her over and she
Yeah, this
said
guy
no
sucks.
3 times before he kissed her in Paris.
Simon Baker, the mentalist,
Yeah.
plays some writer with the skeeviest eyebrows.
Yeah.
And does anyone watching this movie think that he's hot?
No, and I didn't
He's
understand it. I was like,
yucko.
you picked him as like the New York fashion ungettable get. Like that's who you guys picked?
Yeah.
You have this
Have
parallel
somebody
love
with
story.
a sharper jawline.
Yeah, and dark hair, dark
dark hair.
features,
Yeah.
something.
You have this parallel love story going on where she's kind of falling out of love with her boyfriend because he's being a little bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have this really aristocratic writer who she admires, and he's unlocking things for her and helps her get the manuscript
Potter
for Harry
manuscript.
Potter, which also, like, Anne Hathaway, that is a big fucking ass.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
huge.
that's
you
a
should have
huge
blown him
ass.
for that.
And she goes to pick
as
it
a-
up
as
at a
like a
bar
thank you.
and like doesn't even get lunch with him and say thank you. She grabs it and
And
leaves.
leaves.
Which
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh. But yeah, he's like pretty predatory. He's just
Relentless.
He's yucko.
And like it's a power dynamic. The first thing she says when she meets him is like, "Oh my God, I wrote my paper on your thesis, blah, 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 blah." So from the instant he knows she is a fan,
Yeah.
And
He's
that
like,
is
"I
a
got her."
dangerous territory. And he knows she has a boyfriend. He consistently makes fun of her
Talks about the
over and
boyfriend
over
over and
again.
over. Yeah.
Oh, how's the boyfriend? How's the boyfriend? Finally, she breaks up with him. I just realized how pointy your shoes are, Zach.
Thank you. I did it for Tucci. The other thing that we're forgetting here is that you forget, because like Anne Hathaway is an actress. She's playing someone young. This character's 21, 22.
Yeah, just
She's
out of
fresh
college.
out of college.
And
I don't
he
even
like
think she's 23.
45
Yeah.
and two
He's
zigzags.
at least in his mid 30s. Like,
Yeah.
it's gross. I think he's gross. I think he sucks. I can't believe
I
that
just don't like his eyebrows.
I don't like
the
his
whole time. I
eyebrows.
think that's what we're at the end of the day
Mad
the
about?
most upset about.
Yeah.
Is the fact that his eyebrows. Nobody was just like on set like, yo, let's calm these bad boys down.
I don't like
They're just
that.
like letting them fly free, like the fucking dumbass curls.
He's
had in
got
his
blonde
head.
eyebrows with then like a streak of hot blonde in the middle.
Yeah.
I didn't like that they were in Paris. He knows that she's busy working. He
Yeah.
literally says, she says, I'm not going to have time
And
to
then
hang
he's
out
like,
because I'm working.
let's go out
And get
We're
you
going out right
fucked
now."
up.
Yeah.
Gets her drunk. She literally says, I've had too many glasses of wine. Says no, she can't kiss her. No, she can't. 3 times. And then he kisses her. Ends up back at his hotel.
Yeah.
And then wakes up the next morning and he is so insensitive about him knowing Jacqueline is going to get the job to replace Miranda Priestley and that he's going to come in and run Runway's digital department and like tells her this, like now he's going to be her boss. I
Ooh.
can't.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Honestly, I didn't even connect that. Yeah.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
I think it was.
that's pretty bad.
But
yeah,
he
I think
tells,
was villainous.
she says, to your point, she says no like 3 or 4 times. And then like they kind of make it seem like actually she does want it, but
But then they
because she's
end
like,
their relationship.
actually I do like you, but it was gross.
And
It's
then
weird. It feels wrong.
We get the iconic line where he's like, "Baby, it's done," and she turns around and says,
I'm not your baby.
which was
Goofy
really
bitch.
hot. Yeah,
She also
goofy
said the other part too.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm not your baby, you goofy dumb
Blonde,
bitch. You
proud
fucking
Stupid
bitch.
eyebrow
stupid
bitch.
eyebrow.
Now I'm off to
fucking
Stanley
bitch.
Tucci, but then they don't really like resolve it where
She doesn't kiss
No.
Stanley Tucci, which sucks.
Which is unfortunate.
yeah.
that too.
I've
But,
never
yeah.
seen Stanley Tucci kiss on camera. I'm realizing.
I think that the film would burn
Yeah.
and erupt like
Yeah, it's too hot.
the projector would malfunction and
Right.
steam and smoke.
Right. It would be like the end of Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think the movie theaters across the country would burn
would
to the
burn to the
ground,
ground.
and people would scream and
Yeah.
orgasmic glee. So okay, there's discussion of who is the real villain. Is it Meryl Streep? Is it Adrienne Grenier? Is it stupid eyebrow bitch? I don't think that Meryl Streep is unreasonable in this movie.
I don't think so.
really don't.
I don't
want
think
to
so
talk
either.
about like
workplace
I don't-
culture.
Yeah,
okay. All right. Yeah. Let's get into it.
because I've had shitty bosses.
Yeah.
I worked under Harvey Weinstein.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, when I was a college intern. I've
shit.
seen the shittiest of shitty people.
What was he? What was shitty?
Oh, this nails, he's a nightmare to his assistants and the assistants are overworked. He was a nightmare to assistant. Now he's a nightmare rotting in prison. Haha, fuck
Yeah,
you.
nice.
But he was abusive to interns. He was abusive to his assistants. His assistants were then abusive to other people because they were overworked and strung out.
Just trickle
it's-
down.
Yeah,
And then it
trickle
just
down
turns
pecking
into-
order. He's rude. But because he was a man, if you remember before Harvey Weinstein became was outed for being this
A predator.
deviant monster, people thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
He was parodying an Entourage, and they were like, Harvey's so funny. He's so mean to people.
Yeah.
We like mean men as a culture. We think it's fun. We think that it's chuckle worthy, and we expect it from our men. We don't like it from our women. And when they have even an ounce of confidence, we say they're devils.
They're the
Yeah.
bitch. Yeah.
I think, look, there are some things that Meryl Streep does in this film that is unreasonable. The Harry Potter manuscript is a nightmare.
And the private plane out of a hurricane.
Okay, the other thing, the private plane, that was just like an entitled thing, which was fucking hilarious in my eyes.
Getting
I thought
a
that
steak
was
in 15 minutes in New York City.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
Which then
I
Anne
mean, she'd
Hathaway
be there.
throws in the sink. That's a Smith
That's
and
a-
Walensky steak. You eat that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's like $80.
You eat that steak.
Yeah. What the fuck was I talking about?
Unreasonable.
How unreasonable
Unre-
her request.
I don't think that she was like super unreasonable.
Oh, it was the Harry Potter moment. Is that
the
she
Harry
was
Potter
trying to
moment.
teach her a lesson?
Yeah. She was trying to teach her a lesson. Don't come up my fucking stairs. She was trying to. She had chance after chance after chance to just be like, all right, you're fired. You can't do this anymore. But she was literally just
Hardening her?
not hardening her, like not trying to teach her like how to operate on my level, but just like, let me just see what this person is capable of. Or like also, show you what you're capable of and all of that shit.
Yeah.
Which is one way to see it. But I think that the Harry Potter thing was just her trying to get her to quit, get her fired. Essentially, it's just like, if you can't do this, yeah,
because
it's a punishment.
That moment when they're in Paris and she's like, I see a lot of myself in you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, what is it? Because Andy's a journalist, so they're like relentless, nose to the grindstone, hard workers, get to the bottom, figure out the case or whatever type of people.
This reminded me of Uncut Gems. I'm sorry, just really quick. It really, like, that whole hustle culture of New York, I don't think it was as exaggerated. No. Like,
It had some pluckier music than Uncut Gems.
of course. And I know, spoiler alert, nobody dies in the end of it.
What a movie that would be.
Oh my God. But yeah, that hustle culture that assistants always tend to have, and I'm truly, truly fascinated on how they get things done, regardless of if they get a no or not. Uncut Gems did the same thing, that anxiety-inducing passion.
But we're saying that, like, the things that she was asked to do and hustle for were relatively
when
you're working for someone at that caliber, things should work like clockwork.
I'm gonna make a bold ass statement here. I think Anne Hathaway is the villain of this film.
She's a villain of the movie. She's a villain of the movie.
Listen to me, okay?
Rainie, delete all of this.
Andy doesn't even want this fucking job. She is ungrateful.
There we go.
She's a dick to the people in the office.
Character growth.
She's a dick to her friends. She's a smug hoe to Emily Blunt at one point.
What?
I want you to imagine you are fresh out of college.
Yeah.
Fresh. And you get a chance to be an assistant to Anna fucking Wintour. You get to be under the tutelage of one of the tutelage of one of the most successful people on the planet, and you're gonna stand there and scoff and laugh during a meeting instead of being a sponge, being open, being one, grateful for this opportunity, two, taking every opportunity to learn, laughing at the institution of fashion that people are passionate about, that she's the most successful person. I think that she's ungrateful.
I think she starts that way. And the difference between that and, like, not to use myself as an example, but I think you remember how much of an absolutely insane intern I was at BuzzFeed. I fucking loved working there. I stayed till 10 p.m. every night.
Shouldn't have to do that.
Didn't have to do that. I was like obsessive on set. I would go before shoots. I would double check equipment. I made friends with everyone, so I knew where everything was. Like, when you have a passion for a job, I think the length you're willing to go and be that sponge. She was just trying to show up and cut a check. She had to learn about the importance and the impact of the job. But to say she was the villain, she didn't know who Dolce & Gabbana was. She didn't know how to spell Gabbana. She had to learn these things.
Which means that she should have gotten the fucking job.
Fucking research. That's it.
Yes.
I was just so upset at the idea of you coming into a place of work and then mocking the workers that are there and passionate about it.
Yeah, she was like, you guys are stupid.
This is my job.
It's the voice of America. Some people think that fashion like that is fucking stupid.
It's not stupid to me. It doesn't matter.
Well, like, you're a fashionable boy now.
No, I mean,
get it.
I'm not talking about fashion.
Now.
I'm not talking about fashion at all. If I made mic covers for my living or whatever. If I made
what are they?
Dead cat is what they call them. You're talking about the little fluffy thing that goes on a boom mic?
Dead cats?
Yeah, that's the nickname.
Oh, nice. If I made those for a living, and I am super passionate about it, and then you come in and you're just like, this is so fucking stupid. I can't believe I have to work here and do this job.
But she didn't say that.
She said she looked at Meryl Streep in the eyes and said, I don't respect you.
She did that with the height of fucking fashion.
She looked at Meryl Streep in the eyes and said, you ain't shit.
These are made
I'm
up
gonna
lines.
go run away with Stanley Tucci.
She only complained to her friends.
I'm half in jest here.
I know.
Obviously, not ingesting. In jest with a J.
Ingesting, you're
if
eating
you
it.
are look, I mean, she probably was paid not super well, and you should not have to work 24 hours a day and have a boss abusive like that.
You're saying it wasn't unreasonable.
True, but like you entered a verbal contract of you doing this thing for a year and then me offering my services to help you. If you're doing some shit as a means to an end, you're signing up for this.
Mm-hmm.
You knew what the job was going to be. Go fucking do that.
And as they keep
needs
saying,
another
people would
assistant. She
kill
needs
for
another
this
assistant.
job.
You're
People would
using
kill.
You're using each other.
Hold your
Don't
hand.
huh?
Want to hold your hand?
Don't stop pretending like you aren't using each other.
Yes.
You know what you're here
I
to
wanna
do.
hold a hand.
You know that I'm
Not too far.
yeah. You know that I can make your career if I want to. And so you came in asking for my help, and then I gave you a list of orders to do. And then you're like, well, no, this is dumb. I actually don't want to do it. Then fucking quit.
I want to go back to like when you are at that level of money. Do you think Beyonce does a single thing
She
for
can't
herself?
do anything for
Do you
herself.
think she opens a Ziploc bag on her own?
I think
you have to have clockwork.
you have to have
Perfection.
some form of. I mean, she doesn't. Of course, she didn't have to be as biting and say like, "Oh my God, we're moving at a glacial pace."
Why is this so hard?
Yeah, why is it so hard? She didn't have to say any of that stuff. But everything does have to be extremely scheduled in order for my life to work.
I think because we all work in the entertainment field, we know that. I think for everyone else in America,
They're like, you guys are out of your fucking mind.
you guys have been abused.
That's fair.
You've been
That's-
working
that's
I
in.
want
fair,
to say,
but that's
say for the
also-
record, I'm a nicer boss than her.
Yeah,
Rainie,
of course
can
you
we
are.
get confirmation?
I know. I am sort of worried.
But like, also, I'm not fucking Anna Wintour. Like, I don't know. I just
I don't know.
Yeah.
You dress like her.
wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you do. But yeah, you're also not running a $13 billion company.
Yeah, sure.
You know, like it's. I think when you get to that level, it's
So much
certain
money.
things.
And the level of excellence at which she executes,
Right.
she deserves to have people
Yes,
around
absolutely.
her that are rising to that level and
Absolutely.
trying to,
Or at least trying to.
hoping that they're being compensated financially for that
Yes.
work, and
Yeah.
they don't deserve to
And
be
that's
called
why
that.
she hired Andy, because all the girls she had hired were using her.
Yes,
as
absolutely.
much as that she was using them.
Yeah.
So to me, I thought it was interesting that she was the one that was like, yeah, I just asked HR to get me a fucking rando Birkenstock sweater wearing girl because I want someone that's genuinely here to help and not take me out, take me down, use me for the position, the clout.
Right.
It's like, I want someone that wants to be a fucking assistant forever.
It's funny
I
because I
think
was
she
watching
wanted,
this for the first
she wanted
time.
somebody that was smart. She wanted somebody who was like an actual hustler that was gonna
Yes.
like run around and shit, not like somebody who wasn't gonna use her because Andy was using her.
Once she understood the game.
I was expecting her to be worse. That's all I'll say. We can leave it at that.
I
It's
was
called
also-
the devil.
I was also expecting her
She's
to be
a
worse.
nuanced character.
Yeah, I
She's a
thought she was
complicated woman.
I thought she was gonna try to fuck up, but also I thought she was gonna try to like sabotage her life in
Right.
general. I did love the parallel of.
I think it's better
both-
that she wasn't.
That she wasn't.
Like I like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
version. I just was
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah, she was just like I'm an expert doing something. I need expert level
Around
help.
me, yeah.
I'm so sorry about that, but I'm also not
she's
going
not.
to apologize.
Yeah.
I'm
She's
not going to
already-
apologize about it.
My favorite
But-
moment. What? Sorry. Go ahead.
But like one of the doper things I thought with the writing is how there was a parallel fall or crashing of their lives.
Yes.
The great Stanley
what I was gonna bring
Tucci
up.
had a line where he said, if your life isn't falling apart, you aren't doing your job.
Oh, I felt that in every
Yeah.
part of my
Call,
body.
Oh my
call me when
God.
your life is falling apart.
Call me
Then
when
it's
you're-
time for a raise.
when it's like when it's burning to the ground that it's time for a promotion.
that was
literally
too true.
It's too true.
Too
And
true,
that's-
Tucci.
That was
Too true,
happening
Tucci.
on both ends of their lives.
Yes.
On both the Miranda and Andy.
Yes.
It's just that you saw more of Andy.
Yes.
And Miranda, of course, you're just
Well,
like,
the moment that I was going to bring up,
Yeah.
so beautifully you've weaved that in, was that moment when you see Miranda Priestley without makeup
Yeah.
sitting on the couch.
yeah.
just having been told her third husband is divorcing her.
That's really great.
Where you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I forgot these people are humans.
Yeah.
And she talks about the insecurity of saying they'll always just be Mr. Priestley, and she chose her career over another one again. And it really makes you look and say, like, yeah, how many like women billionaires do we have? Like, how many women in that position of power do we have in this world? Because
we at least have Rihanna and Oprah.
thank God. But isn't Rihanna in trouble for Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Okay. We just don't have women in that caliber position because we're expected to do mother, to be emotionally available, to be not acting like a man. But because she's losing a guy who was too insecure to stay with her and just didn't want the life he signed up for.
Look, the title calls her.
He was doing
the
same.
devil.
He was doing the same thing that Vinny was doing.
Yes.
I'm
Nate.
sorry. Yeah.
Vinny Chase.
Vinny Chase.
The title
so
calls
right.
her the devil
Yeah.
in Prada, but I think that she also made a deal with the devil, right?
Yes.
It shows that to have that level of success, there's going to be a sacrifice in your life.
Yeah.
And for her, the sacrifice is
Empathy.
her personal life and the ability to empathize. But she pays the consequences.
Yeah.
But then you also see in that scene, Anne Hathaway offers to cancel her appointments, and she says, "Why would I do that?"
Yeah.
This is the choice that she's made. That's
Yeah.
who she is. It's in her DNA. For better or for worse, that's
No
who
time
she
for
is.
sadness.
Some other quick hits, and then we'll get over fun facts because we got some juicy stuff.
Yeah.
Giselle Bundchen plays
love
another
her.
assistant.
Love
She's terrible actress in
Yeah,
this,
bad.
which is wild because she acted like she loved Tom Brady all those years.
Damn, good joke, Zach. You wrote that one down.
I wrote that
I think she made more than him, so he gets alimony, which is very funny.
Oh,
Stop
wow.
it.
Tracy Toms plays the best friend. Just a quick Wonderfall shout out. One of the greatest short-lived shows on TV. If you know, you know.
You know who else is in it? The girl from Rent. 525,600
We don't have to do that.
I think that's her.
minutes.
Please
Any
stop.
chance I can to sing.
Come on.
That's her.
I will.
That's Tracy Toms.
Please
Okay,
stop.
great.
Yeah, Wonderfall's fucking rules.
Heidi Klum's in the background of the Armani shoot.
There was also someone in the background of the shoot who's Charlotte from Lost. Season 4, Season 5.
You're the only obsessed one here.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Gotta
if
love
you know,
Lost.
you know. My people are out there. And then Emily Blunt deserves an apology from whoever did her hair.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, she looked fucking crazy.
What?
They did her dirty.
In her
Yeah.
hair?
I
Guys,
don't
this
know.
was pre-nose job. That's why she looks weird.
No, it's the hair.
It's the
Okay.
hair.
It's both.
Her hair is fucking crazy.
Y'all ready for some fun
Fun
facts?
facts with Zach's back, which is not broken today.
It's actually doing pretty well, even though the
Thanks.
rain's here. So as I said, 6 years after this movie is when Stanley Tucci married into the Blunt family,
Wow.
or rather the Blunts. So as we said, this film was based on Anna Wintour. The book was written by Anna Wintour, one of her former assistants.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And after seeing the film, Anna Wintour did not remember the former assistant who wrote the book.
Shut the fuck up.
I got to look at who.
Read.
I don't know what Anna
Her name's
Wintour.
like Lauren, right? I remember reading this book a couple times when I
I
lived
never
in New York
read
City.
it. It's so funny to me too because the ending of this movie is like, and then Meryl Streep finally respected her, and I wonder if in real life if that's not
The
what happened.
worst read
That's
of all time.
That's so. It's like, who are you? That's like
Holy
after you
shit.
made an entire career
Yep.
after selling this book, making it a bestseller, selling a movie, making that top of the box
Meryl
office,
Streep.
getting Meryl Streep to play your boss, getting Anne Hathaway to play you, and then the person you wrote this about is like, what? Who?
Like, what a compliment.
Yeah. Who are you?
I'm now, you know what? It's making me question everything. Maybe her boss was super nice to her. Maybe Nate was a sweetheart in real life. Maybe okay, anyway.
Yeah. Got it.
The only contact the production had with Vogue was the production designer. They snuck into Anna Wintour's office.
Shut the fuck up.
He only had a few minutes in there. She only had a few minutes in there and then was able to recreate it so authentically that it is rumored that Miss Anna Wintour redecorated her office immediately after the movie came out.
Hilarious.
Oh, I thought it was quite a boring office for like
I was surprised.
a CEO.
Yeah.
I
But
also.
I think that you can get a better office. I know there's not a lot of space in New York, so I thought it was going to be a bigger office, but it was not.
The like decor was, I mean, I'm sure every piece was like $10,000.
It was very
It was like
neutral.
very cool, but also we are so used to
LA offices.
LA offices and sick
Florida
offices now.
ceiling windows, plants.
Yeah. We're very used to that nowadays. But I would also say that Anna Wintour is one of those figures in our world where, because of the lack of access to her, everything is said in hushed tones and rumors, and I think that that's sick as fuck.
When you said hushed tones, I literally whispered fascinating, and that was not on purpose. Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
Look how he can read society.
Look at her power.
I love it. So Miss Meryl Streep, the goat, the goatiest goat of acting. She was method for this film. On the first day of filming, she went up to Miss Annie Hathaway and said, quote, "I think you're perfect for the role. I'm so happy we're going to be working together." And then she paused and followed up with, "That is the last nice thing I will say to you."
Nice.
And it was. And from that point forward, she
What's Miranda Priestess?
was Miranda.
That's sick.
Anne Hathaway, we talked about the villainry. Anne Hathaway recently went on, I think it was the Graham Norton show. She said that she disagrees. She does not think that Nate is the villain. She gave some grace to Nate and said that people in their 20s are sloppy and messy and growing. And so she
insecure.
She thinks that, she's made mistakes in her early 20s and that we should all extend the same grace to Nate. However, Adrian Grenier, he does believe Nate was the villain.
Well, you gotta be a bit of an apologist after all those years of people talking shit about you.
This poor guy, they're probably they're like, fuck Nate, but then they're really like, fuck you. And
he's a nice person in real life. He has like an ocean nonprofit to like help ocean
that's
animals.
beautiful.
I like that.
Nice guy.
Okay, so Anne Hathaway. Can't picture anyone else in the role. Well, I'm going to make you try.
Who?
Rachel McAdams was offered the role 3 times.
Ooh.
She turned it down every time.
Why?
I don't know.
Notebook?
Maybe. I was, thinking about, this came out in 2007. So the recession happened 1 year after. I think it would have been a very different movie.
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't
had
have
she been trying to get a job post-recession. Don't know why I interjected in the middle of that. It was totally unnecessary and distracted from this fun fact. Here we go. Other people who were considered for the role alongside Anne Hathaway were Scarlett Johansson, Natalie Portman, Kate Hudson, Kirsten Dunst, love.
She's already Spider-Man.
Juliette, she is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Juliette Lewis, weird, and Claire Danes.
Fair.
I could not imagine anyone but Anne Hathaway.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because we've already seen the movie, so it's kind of hard to picture people in that role.
Yeah.
But
this one harder than others for whatever reason.
Yeah. I think because I think it's also like the most iconic, one of the more iconic movies in our diaspora. But I do.
What was that word?
Diaspora?
Read a book.
Scope, breath.
People who were considered instead of Meryl
discography.
People considered instead of Meryl Streep and Stanley Tucci were no one because they are the greatest to ever do it. Don't you even?
Motherfucking goats.
Don't
baby.
you even?
Goats.
Patricia Field, who is the costume designer, spent over $1 million on costuming. Made it the most expensively costumed film in history to date.
Did it win any awards?
I don't know.
She got an Oscar. It's her
date.
only Oscar.
Wow.
Thank you, Rainie. Thank you, Rainie.
As she should. I think that the only thing that is more fashionable and visually stunning in the clothing department is...
I got one. Black Panther. Yep.
I was going to say the Hunger Games.
which okay, people always want to do this. We'll see you next week for Hunger Games.
Is that the end of the podcast?
No, I got more fun facts.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted it before I forget.
What a weird
Next week,
Hunger Games, Cornucopia, bring it.
Wow.
So they sold off all of the
sandwiches.
Shut up. They auctioned off all of the costumes for breast cancer research.
Beautiful.
Aww.
Anne Hathaway bought the green dress, and then the only item that was kept was Meryl Streep's iconic sunglasses, which were worn again as Donna during the famous money scene in 2008's Mamma
Way.
Mia.
That was a year later that she did that.
I guess so.
Yeah, production.
Back to back, she's
Wow.
like, actually, I have the perfect pair.
I have the perfect pair.
That's
That is a fun fact.
Fun fact. Now is the time for us to decide. Is it a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty? No. That's not a question. It's a pleasure.
It's Tucci Month. It's a
Tucci month.
pleasure.
Tucci
There's
month.
no guilty pleasure in Tucci Month.
Tucci month.
Which
Tucci
is
month.
hitting you with
Tucci
hits.
month, Tucci month,
Tucci
Tucci month.
Yeah, it's obviously a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's a very good
I
movie.
think that I think it is a litmus test for how much you are willing to take in order to achieve a dream. I think that it is a very astute and beautiful study on the old adage, it be like that sometimes. Like where it's like if you really think about it, it's just accept it. Like if that's what you want, you kind of just have to put your nose to the grindstone and just deal with not aggressively abusive things, but challenging things. You kind of have to go through a challenge and then grow up a little bit.
It's a bit of a Rorschach test.
It
and
is a
actually,
Rorschach
I think
test.
it's very telling about me and us that
Yeah.
we're like, I didn't think it was that bad.
I know. People in the comments are going to be like, you guys are fucked.
Yeah,
We are.
We
Therapy.
And I would never try to be that demanding as a boss.
could
Of course
never.
not. I could never do
but
that.
I would go through it.
I would go through it to get what I need, especially if it's only a fucking year.
Here?
It was like 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
It's like
I did not see the seasons change.
No.
There's not a
No.
leaf that
We did
changes.
not see florals for spring.
She's
At all.
wearing jackets the whole
Winter,
film.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and
So,
then it's cold in Paris and Fashion
maybe
Week is
winter.
earlier
Maybe
in the year.
it went from. I mean, there was no snow.
I think she maybe got the job in March and was
Well,
done by June.
Yeah,
No, 'cause
it was in the summer.
Paris Fashion Week, I feel like, is early in the year.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
I think for whatever reason,
Yeah,
I feel
so
like
I think
Paris
it's
Fashion
the beginning of fall and it's midwinter before it starts snowing.
Wow.
I do want to go on record, and you are a good boss.
Oh, thanks.
You're not like
yes,
Meryl
yes,
Streep.
No, okay. I was so fucking wrong. It was, so she probably started in March.
Okay.
And Paris Fashion Week is September, October.
Okay.
September into October.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
She had the job for 6 months.
She had a job for 6 months. It's fine. It's
I know we're probably over time, but I was also an assistant briefly out of college, and I was an awful assistant.
Yeah.
And I will also say that there are some people who it's just not in your DNA. Certainly wasn't in mine.
Yeah.
I'm a better anything else than I am assistant.
Oh, I am so eager to please, and I want everyone to like me, and I have a relentless amount of energy. If I didn't have my own aspirations, I would be Meryl Streep's assistant, I bet,
Ugh.
in this town.
You would crush
100%.
that, actually.
Yeah.
You'd be
Yeah, you would.
scary
I
good.
would keep her cool. I'd become friends with her daughter.
but then you also don't want to be too good because then you stay as an assistant.
right.
No,
right.
that's what I'm saying. If I had no passions
She
of
could-
my own,
got it.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the final question we must ask: how many Tucci's do we give this out of Tucci? I'm saying that this is full Tucci.
This is full
I think
Tucci.
Tucci.
This is two Tucci's.
It's
for
Quinta
sure.
Tucci. Quinta Tuccial.
Yeah, Quinta Tuccial to
Quinta
our
Tucci
existence.
sounds like Quinta's alter ego.
Yeah, it sounds
Wait,
like her
did we
Finsta.
do what my pleasure? It's my pleasure. Someone else go first.
Okay, my pleasure is Barbarian. It is out
Nice.
on HBO
Wingin'
Max.
titties.
Nice.
It is a delight. Go in knowing as little as possible. It truly is a treat to be surprised and have a horror movie. I don't even call it a horror movie. It's just fun. And you have, I don't want to tell you who it is, but the midpoint, there is a smash cut to the greatest character reveal.
Yeah.
The ultimate scream queen. When you know, you will know. It's a great
can't
time.
wait.
It's
I
on
can't
HBO
wait.
Max. It's a blast.
My pleasure is the new Apple documentary on Selena Gomez, Me and My Mind. I
Nice.
fucking love a celebrity doc, like the Justin Bieber, the Katy Perry. I always watch that shit. But this one is so different from all of them. It is so personal. It is so intimate. She gets mad. She cries. She's mean to people. She's sick. She's happy. She's it does such a fucking good job, and I'm getting so much inspiration from it for my next job, which I will not say what it is yet.
Nice.
We'll announce it soon.
My pleasure is Heidi Klum in that fucking worm outfit. I am
Still thinking about it.
I'm still thinking about it. I'm obsessed with
How perfect for this film.
It's so fucking funny. She's in it.
She was in the
Heidi
background
Klum
in
is in the
Devil
back-
Wears
yeah,
Prada in the
yeah,
back of the
yeah.
Armani show.
Yeah.
I didn't see.
It's just so funny. And, like, if you have the time, just watch the interviews.
Watch all the interviews.
Watch all the interviews.
You think you know how funny it is until you watch
It's
all
not.
the interviews.
And then just watch the interviews and then find her dancing to back that ass up. It is so fucking. It's just. I think. This is the perfect example of people who are funny but don't know they're funny, and it's the most extreme example in my opinion.
Till next time, I'm at Corn Day and all things.
I'm Kelsey Darragh and all the things.
I'm Garrick Bernard and all the things.
Till next time, that is all.